Hello friends, you're watching India Today Tech, and in this video we're going to take a look at Samsung's latest budget phone, the Galaxy On 7 Prime. The phone looks very similar to the previous On series smartphones, but this time around it is priced very competitively in the mid-budget segment. The phone will be sold exclusively on Amazon.in starting January 20 and is launched at a starting price of Rs 12,990. Samsung will also be selling a 64GB variant of the phone that comes with 4GB of RAM at 14,990. Samsung also announced the Samsung Mall app alongside the phone that lets you find products using the camera. But before we talk more about that, let's take a look at the detailed specs of the Galaxy On 7 Prime. The phone comes with a 5.5-inch display, which is an IPS LCD panel having a resolution of Full HD or 1080p. Under the hood, the phone has an Exynos 7870 processor, which is a 1.5 GHz octa-core CPU. It has 3 or 4 GB of RAM with 32 or 64 GB of internal storage, depending on the variant you buy. The storage is expandable to 256 GB via microSD card. The phone supports dual SIM and 4G VoLTE. It has GPS, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, but there is no NFC. At the back, the phone has a 13 megapixel camera with f1.9 aperture lens, autofocus and a single LED flash. At front, the phone has a 13 megapixel sensor with f1.9 aperture lens, which means that the front and the rear cameras of the phone are very similar. The phone packs a 3300 mAh battery and runs the Android Nougat 7.1 out of the box, layered on top with Samsung's own Experience UI. Now the Samsung On 7 Prime boasts of a full metal unibody design with a fingerprint scanner placed at the front. It is the same design Samsung has been using on its own series smartphones. The phone does feel slightly heavy, but it is built solid and has rounded corners and edges for a comfortable in-hand feel. We tested the fingerprint scanner and found it to be fast enough. It is not as fast as high-end Samsung phones, but it isn't slow either. Unlike phones from Honor, Samsung hasn't brought the thin bezel design to this segment yet, so it does feel a little big for a 5.5-inch phone. Still, if you love the physical home button, it is not a bad design by any means. There are some nice additions to it as well, like the touchscreen is very smooth and is layered with a 2.5D curved glass on top. The speaker is placed on the right corner, the buttons are tactile, and you get dual slots to separately put 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card to expand the storage. But the Galaxy On 7 Prime is not without a few hiccups, like the capacitive navigation keys at the bottom are not backlit and the phone uses a micro USB port for charging. There is also no fast charging on the device. But overall, it's a premium and well-built Samsung design that looks great for the price. In the little time we used the phone, we found the interface to be quite snappy as well. The phone uses Experience UI built over the Android Nougat and looks very similar to the software used on high-end Samsung phones like the Galaxy S8. So you'll see that most of the features are present on the Galaxy On 7 Prime as well, except the ones that depend on the hardware. Like, you'll not find facial unlock on the On 7, which is present on the S8. Also, the On 7 Prime won't be as fast, obviously because it doesn't have that kind of hardware, but it didn't feel slow to me either. Apps launch without lags and multitasking is quite smooth. Though I will need to do the full testing to find out more about the performance in the long run. There are Samsung exclusive apps like the Pay Mini and Bixby. In fact, right now, On 7 Prime is the only phone to come with Samsung Mall app. I used the Mall app for a small time and found that it has a long way to go. It uses artificial intelligence to identify the product you are scanning and shows you the best match. Most of the times, it didn't show the same product, at least not in the top 5 results. But Samsung says the software will learn and get better with time. Right now, it shows results from 4 shopping websites, including Amazon, Jabong and Shopclues. You can also compare prices across these platforms to get the best deal. Anyways, now let's take a look at the phone's cameras. The camera app is very intuitive on the On7 Prime. And though the shutter is slow for low light situations, the phone still manages to capture sharp images in most conditions. In good light, it does take nice details and has good color production. You'll see the dynamic range of the camera is quite good and in fact manages to capture great food macros as well. But in low light, the images are bound to get blurred and noise creeps in. You need a very steady hand to take a blur-free shot, which is where the camera tumbles. We'll need full testing to give you a more detailed review on this. The front camera is snappy though. Unlike A series phones, Samsung doesn't give a front flash on the On7 Prime, and its autofocus is a little choppy. Also, the face detection takes a little time on it, but when the camera does lock focus, it takes good photos. The details are good, the sharpness is even, and the skin tones are not fiddled with. In fact, the color reproduction of the photos is also quite good. Overall, the Galaxy On7 Prime does seem like a well-made phone coming from Samsung in a long time in the mid-budget segment. It does have its fair share of compromises, but at this price, it looks like a very good offering. We'll hopefully be able to tell you more about the smartphone in the coming days, so stay tuned and subscribe to our channel. Also, do let us know what you think about the phone in the comment section below. If you have liked this video, give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching.